events. What are the steps in pre-fertilization events? There are two steps in pre-fertilization events. There are two steps in pre-fertilization events: gametogenesis and gamete transfer, out of which gametogenesis topic was completed. Next to gamete transfer. Before going to discuss about gamete transfer, first we discuss cell division. Cell division during Philip sir, cell division during gamete formation. Cell division, gamete formation. Cell division are of two kinds: mitosis and meiosis. Mitosis division common in all cells, because mitosis division takes place only in somatic cells, whereas meiosis division occur in germ cells or sex cells. Germ cells or sex. Haploid organisms, diploid organisms. Haploid organisms divide by mitosis and produce spores. Spores are haploid. Okay. Next, diploid organisms divides by meiosis and produce haploid gametes. Haploid gametes. Haploid, the ploid of gametes is always haploid. Listen carefully, don't confuse. Organisms are of two kinds: haploid organisms and diploid organisms. Haploid organisms, their cells divide by mitosis and produce spores, haploid spores. Whereas diploid organisms, they, particularly sex cells or germ cells, divide by meiosis and produce haploid gametes. That is the reason gametes ploidy always haploid. Okay, important. Right. Haploid organisms example. Haploid organisms. Some examples: bryophytes, algae, fungi, etc. Right? Next, diploid organisms. Some examples: higher living plants, and higher living animals. Higher living plants and higher living animals. Right? Haploid organisms, some examples: bryophytes, algae, and fungi. Diploid organisms, some examples: plants, means particularly higher living plants and higher living animals. Right? Okay. That is about gametogenesis and gamete transfer. Next to Next we go through name of organism. Name of organism. We are discussing about number of chromosomes in meiocytes and gametes. Number of chromosomes in meiocytes and gametes, right? Name of the organism. Name of the organism. Next to chromosome number. Chromosome number. Chromosome number in meiocytes. Meiocytes. Next, chromosome number in gametes. Chromosome number in gametes. Clear? Okay. First, name of the organism. Man. Housefly. 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 Next to butterfly. Butterfly. Sorry, right. Butterfly. Okay. Fruit fly. Fruit fly. In man, number of diploid organisms means number of chromosomes in meiocytes 46. Number of chromosomes in gametes 23. Next, housefly. In housefly, number of chromosomes in meiocytes 12. Gametes 6. In butterfly, diploid number 380 and haploid number 190. Is wrong. 190. Okay. In fruit fly, number of diploid chromosomes 8. Very slow. 8. Fruit fly, haploid number chromosomes in gametes 4. Next, some other examples. Dog, cat, cat. Okay. In dog, diploid number of chromosomes 78 and haploid number of chromosomes 39. In cat, diploid number 38, haploid number 19. Okay. Next, some other examples. Apple. In apple, number of haploid and diploid. Diploid 34, haploid 17. Next, rice 24, diploid 12, haploid. Next, maize diploid 20, haploid 10 chromosomes. Ophioglossum. Ophioglossum. It is a type of fern plant. A fern plant, Ophioglossum. It has highest number of chromosomes, 1260, and haploid number of chromosomes, 630. 630, right? These are some examples of different plants and animals. First, name of the organism. Name of the organism. Chromosome number in meiocytes. Next, chromosome number in gametes. This topic is very important for NEET object exam. So, dear students, it is NCERT book paragraph line, box point. All of you go through box point. In man, number of chromosomes, diploid number 46, haploid 23. Similarly, in housefly, 12 diploid, 6 haploid. Butterfly, 380 diploid and 190 haploid. Next, fruit fly, 8 diploid and 4 haploid. Dog, diploid number of chromosomes, 78, haploid 39. Cat, 38, 19. Apple, 34 and 17. Rice, 24 and 12. Maize, 20 and 10. Ophioglossum. Ophioglossum, a fern plant, pteridophyte, a type of pteridophyte. It has highest number of chromosomes, 1260 chromosomes. Haploid number 630. Haploid 630. Clear? Next, another example, potato. Potato. Potato, diploid number of chromosomes, 48. 48. And haploid number 24. 24. Clear? Yeah, this is about number of chromosomes in meiocytes and gametes. Very important concept. Next concept, gamete transfer. Gamete transfer. Just now I told gametes are of two kinds, male gametes and female gametes. Gametes ploidy always haploid due to meiosis, because gamete mother cells undergo meiosis, produce haploid gametes. Okay. Gametes transfer from male organism to female organism, male organism to female organism through in different ways. Suppose an example, in case of bryophytes, and pteridophytes, and pteridophytes, movement of male gametes takes place through water, stream of water, Okay. Next, in case of gymnosperms, and angiosperms, movement of male gametes takes place through pollen tube. Important. Pollen tube, right? First we go through bryophytes. In previous year, first PUC, already you might have studied about the bryophytes and pteridophytes. Bryophytes are the first land plants and amphibian plants, whereas pteridophytes are the first vascular cryptogams. Vascular cryptogams means having vascular tissues like xylem and phloem in their body. Hence, bryophytes and pteridophytes both depend on water for fertilization. Particularly, male gametes discharge into surrounding stream of water. Next, through stream of water, male gamete reaches to female gamete and fuse with female gamete. That is called fertilization. Hence, water play a crucial role in movement of male gametes. That is called zygogamous oogamy. Zygogamous oogamy. Once I repeat, what is the meaning of zygogamous oogamy? A process of movement of male gametes through stream of water. That is called zygogamous oogamy. Clear? Next, in case of higher living plants such as gymnosperms and angiosperms, both male and female gametes are non-motile. Both male and female gametes are non-motile. But how male gametes move towards female gamete means through pollen tube. Pollen tube. So pollen tube carry two male gametes towards embryo sac and discharge into embryo sac. Therefore, fertilization takes place inside the embryo sac. Clear? So the process of movement of male gametes through pollen tube is called siphonogamous oogamy. Dear students, siphonogamous oogamy. Very important. Siphonogamous oogamy. Remember two concepts, don't forget. Zygogamous oogamy and siphonogamous oogamy. Zygogamous oogamy means movement of gametes through stream of water. Example, bryophytes and pteridophytes. Clear? Next, siphon. Siphon means what? Pollen tube. Siphon means pollen tube. Siphon means pollen tube. Here, movement of gametes takes place through pollen tube. Hence, it is known as siphonogamous oogamy. Clear? That is about gamete transfer. Next one. Yes. Next concept, fertilization. 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 Next concept, fertilization. Till now we have discussed pre-fertilization event, that whole concept completed. Next to topic continuation, fertilization. What is fertilization? Fusion of male and female gametes is called fertilization. Fertilization also called syngamy. What do you call? Syngamy. Syngamy is technical term. Okay. Fertilization result in zygote. Zygote. Then zygote develop into embryo. Zygote develop into embryo. Later, embryo mature into new organism. New organism. In case of animals. In case of animals. Clear. But in case of plants, embryo develop into seed. Embryo develop into seed. in case of plants. Clear? Right. See, once I repeat, fertilization means fusion of male and female gametes is called fertilization. Fertilization also called syngamy. It is technical term. Fertilization result in zygote. Later, zygote differentiate into embryo. Later on, embryo modify into new organism in case of animals. In case of plants, embryo mature into seeds. Okay. A simple example regarding fertilization. Simple example. Cladophora. Cladophora. Cladophora, a green algae. A green alga. Alga singular form, algae plural form. Okay. Right. This is the structure of Cladophora. A green algae, flagella. It is male gamete. Male gamete. Next to female gamete. Female gamete. Nearly male and female gametes are similar in size. Hence, isogametes. Female gametes. Clear? Right. Now, both the male and female gametes fuse with each other to form zygote. Form zygote. See, observe diagrammatic representation carefully. Okay, that is called fusion. Fusion. Fusion result in zygote. It is zygote. Nucleus, nucleolus, outer walls. Zygote. Okay, zygote surrounded by thick walls. So due to this region, zygote withstand all adverse conditions. That is the importance of zygote. Right. Go through Cladophora, a green alga, isogametes, because gametes are of two kinds, isogametes and anisogametes. Isogametes means two similar type of gametes called isogametes. The best example Cladophora. Even we cannot distinguish which is male gamete and which is female gamete, because these two are nearly same in size, color, length, width, number of flagella, everything same. Such gametes are called isogametes. So fusion of isogametes result in zygote. Zygote. Clear? Okay. Next, go through yes. Pollination. Pollination. What is pollination? You may heard the word pollination in earlier classes, class 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th. Yes or no? What is pollination? A process of transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma is called pollination. Pollination again are of various kinds. Okay, autogamy, geitonogamy and xenogamy. See, autogamy, geitonogamy, and xenogamy. Xenogamy. Clear? Three types. Autogamy means self-pollination. Self-pollination. Okay. Diatonogamy means it is also self-pollination. That means ecologically cross-pollination, ecologically cross-pollination, but genetically self-pollination, very important. Then xenogamy means cross-pollination, 100% cross-pollination. Three types, very important, my dear students. First go through autogamy. Autogamy means self-pollination, a process of transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma of the same flower is called self-pollination. That is more technically called autogamy. Next to diatonogamy means what? Of course, diatonogamy also a type of self-pollination because single plant produce large number of flowers. Yes or no? Single plant produce large number of flowers. Then diatonogamy refers to transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma of two different flowers of same plant, same individual. That is called diatonogamy. Hence, diatonogamy it is said to be ecologically cross-pollination, but genetically self-pollination. This statement very important. Ecologically cross-pollination. That means what? Morphologically it looks like cross-pollination, but it is not a true cross-pollination because single plant produce large number of flowers. Then what happened? Transfer of pollen grains takes place from anther to stigma of two different flowers of single plant, same individual. That is called diatonogamy. Hope you understood. Clear? Next one, xenogamy. Xeno means cross-pollination. That means what? The process of transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma of two different flowers of two different plants of same species. Two different flowers of two different plants of same species. Suppose hibiscus to hibiscus, mango to mango, tamarind to tamarind. This is called xenogamy. Clear? Right? Okay. That is about pollination. Hence, after pollination, what happened? Pollen grains settle on the stigma. Once you go through diagrammatic representation, simple diagrammatic representation. Ovary, style, stigma. Stigma is landing platform. Stigma is landing platform for pollen grains. So large number of pollen grains settle on the see large number of pollen grains settle on the surface of the stigma. Ovary contain one to many ovules. Suppose I show here one of the ovule. Each ovule has one embryo sac. Embryo sac on the outer side covered with envelopes called integuments. Right? Envelopes also called integuments. Outer integuments, inner integuments, etc. Then embryo sac has 7 cells and 8 nuclei. 7 cells and 8 nuclei. Egg cell, it is egg. Next, rest of the 2 cells are called synergids. Clear? Right. Here stigma release some sugars. and chemical compounds. Chemicals such as boron, ionositol, and some sugars. Okay, so these three types of chemical compounds produced by stigma cells. By taking chemicals, pollen grains bulge in size and develop pollen tube, germinate and produce pollen tube. Then pollen grows towards embryo sac. Observe diagram carefully. This is pollen tube. Pollen tube grows towards embryo sac. Then pollen tube carry gametes, male gametes. First male gamete, second male gamete. These two are gametes. Clear? Just now I told Syphnogamous oogamy. Syphnogamous oogamy means movement of pollen grains through pollen tube is called Syphnogamous oogamy. Male gametes. Male gametes. Right. Once go through diagram and representation. This is the structure of pistil. Structure of pistil. Pistil also called carpel. Pistil also called carpel. A group of pistil or carpel called gynoecium, female sex character. Clear? Broadly, pistil has three parts. What are three parts? Ovary, style, and stigma. These are the three major parts in pistil. First, go through ovary. Ovary has large number of ovules. Number of ovules 1 to many. Suppose here I am showing one of the ovules. Each ovule has one embryo sac. It is embryo sac. Embryo sac, right? Embryo sac has 7 cells and 8 nuclei. 7 cells and 8 nuclei. See, observe carefully. What are 7 cells? Antipodal cells. Antipodal cells. Antipodal cells. It's number 3. One central cell. It is central cell. Central cell. Clear. Next. One egg cell and 2 synergids. 2 synergids. Right? So embryo sac consists of 7 cells and 8 nuclei. 7 cells and 8 nuclei. Clear? Right. Stigma cells produce sugars. Immediately, pollen grains absorb sugars, ionositol and boron complex, bulge in size, and germinate to form pollen tube. Pollen tube slowly grow through stigma cells and style cells. Finally, pollen tube reaches embryo sac. Pollen tube carry 2 male gametes. Okay. During fertilization, the tip of the pollen tube ruptured. Thereby, pollen tube discharged 2 male gametes into embryo sac, out of which one of the male gametes fused with egg cell. That is called first fertilization. And one more male gamete is there, no? Second male gamete. That is fused with the polar nuclei. Okay. That is called second fertilization. First fertilization result in zygote. Zygote develop into embryo. The part of the zygote mature into embryo. Clear? Right. Then second fertilization result in endosperm. Important. Endosperm nourishes It nourishes embryo. Endosperm nourishes embryo, right? Hence, in all angiosperms, fertilization takes place twice. Hence, it is called double fertilization. Important, my dear students, listen carefully. Double fertilization. Double fertilization. Clear? Right. Once I repeat, right, understand this concept. In all angiosperms, fertilization takes place twice. First fertilization occurs between one of the male gametes and egg cell. That is called first fertilization. Hence, first fertilization results in zygote. Later, zygote develop into embryo, embryo to seed, etc. And the rest of the male gamete, one more male gamete is there, no? That second male gamete fused with polar nuclei. Polar nuclei. That is called second fertilization. Second fertilization result in endosperm. Endosperm is nutrient tissue. It nourishes embryo. Hence, fertilization occurs twice. That is called double fertilization. One more point. Double fertilization is unique characteristic feature of all angiosperms. All angiosperms. Right? But in case of gymnosperms, fertilization takes place only once. Only once. Right? Now what is the ploidy of zygote? 2n. 2n diploid. And the ploidy of embryo also same. 2n diploid. But what is the ploidy of endosperm? 3n triploid. Important. Triploid means what? Fusion of 3 nuclei. Fusion of 3 nuclei is called triple fusion. Out of 3 nuclei, one is male gamete nucleus and the rest of the 2 are polar nuclei. Hence, fusion of 3 nuclei is called triple fusion. Triple fusion result in endosperm. Endosperm. That's all. That is about pollination. Types of pollination occur in higher living plants. Right? Okay. Next concept. Topic continuation. See. Fertilization again broadly are of two kinds. Broadly are of two kinds. External fertilization. External fertilization. External fertilization and internal fertilization. Internal fertilization. Internal fertilization. Okay. First, external fertilization. The term external itself explains meaning. External means fertilization takes place outer side of the organism. Example, fish and frog. Fish and frog. Two examples. Clear? Male fish and female fish. That means male fish release sperms into surrounding stream of water. Similarly, female fish also discharge large number of eggs at a time into surrounding stream of water. Then fertilization takes place outer side of the organism. Outer side of the organism. Understood now? Hence, it is called external fertilization. When fertilization occurs outer side of the organism, then it is called external fertilization. Okay, right. Next to some other examples, fish and frog. Frog also frog and female frog. Male frog discharge male gametes into surrounding stream of water. Similarly, female frog discharge large number of eggs into surrounding stream of water. Thereby, fertilization takes place outer side of the organism, means within the water. The type of fertilization is known as external fertilization. External fertilization. Next, internal fertilization. It occurs in higher living animals. Higher living animals. Higher living animals and higher living plants. Right? Higher plants and higher animals. Higher animals. Clear? When fertilization takes place inside the organism, on the inside the organism is known as internal fertilization. Example, reptiles, birds, mammals, and all higher living plants. All higher living plants like gymnosperms and angiosperms, etc. That is about types of fertilization, external and internal fertilization. Next concept, parthenocarpy and parthenogenesis. Important terms. Parthenogenesis, very important. Parthenogenesis. What is parthenogenesis? Actually, partheno means virgin. Virgin. Genesis means production. Production. Right? Virgin means what? Without sexual mode of contact. Okay. In parthenogenesis, female gamete develop into new organism without fertilization. Without fertilization. See, female gamete. Female gamete undergo a series of mitosis. A series of mitosis divisions to form embryo. Then embryo develop into new organism. New organism. That phenomena is called parthenogenesis. Female gamete. Female gamete ploidy is a haploid or diploid. Mostly gametes ploidy, haploid, but in some cases gametes ploidy is diploid. Okay. Female gamete also called egg cells. Egg. Okay. So female gamete undergo mitosis to form embryo. Later embryo differentiate into new organism without fertilization. The phenomena is called parthenogenesis. Parthenogenesis, some examples: honeybees, right? Birds, example, turkey. Birds example, turkey, and some reptiles. Reptiles example, lizard. Reptiles best example, lizard, etc. Okay. See, in honeybees, birds, and reptiles, parthenogenesis takes place. In these organisms, female gamete undergo mitosis, develop into embryo to new organism without fertilization. That phenomena is called parthenogenesis. Very important concept for NEET objective exam and set exam. Similarly, board exams also. Don't confuse. Remember, my dear students. And the next one, parthenocarpy. 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 Here, partheno means same, virgin, right? And carpy means fruit. Carpy means fruit. The term parthenocarpy belongs to only plants. Best example, plants. Plants example, grape, papaya, okay, melon, watermelon, tomato, etc. See, parthenocarpy, best example, plants. Partheno means virgin. Virgin means without sexual mode of contact. Carpy means fruit. For examples of plants, grape, papaya, watermelon, and tomato, etc. In these plants, female gamete undergo mitosis. Female gamete undergo mitosis and produce large number of fruits. See, female gamete, also called egg cell, undergo mitosis. It undergo mitosis, produce embryo, then embryo directly develop into fruit without fertilization. Such fruits are called seedless fruits. Very important. Seedless fruits example, banana, grape, tomato, watermelon, papaya. These are all seedless fruits. Okay. Of course, plants are of two kinds: local varieties and hybrids. Local varieties of grape, banana, these and all contain large number of seeds. But hybrid varieties of tomato, banana, grape, watermelon, papaya, these types of plants, seeds absent. Such fruits are called seedless fruits. Mostly seedless fruits produced by parthenocarpy. In parthenocarpy, what happened? Asexual reproduction shifted to sexual reproduction. Important. Asexual reproduction is shifted to sexual reproduction because where is fertilization? No fertilization. Okay, without fertilization, just female gamete or egg cell develop into embryo. How? Through series of mitosis. Through a series of mitosis, female gamete develop into embryo. Later, embryo mature into fruit. That's all. Such fruits are called seedless fruits. Understood now, dear students? This is about fertilization, different types of fertilization. What is parthenocarpy? What is parthenogenesis? Right? And examples of parthenocarpy and parthenogenesis respectively. Important concepts for board exam, KCET exams, and NEET object exam. Right? And topic continuation: post fertilization events. Post fertilization events. Topic continuation: post fertilization events. Clear? Means what? After fertilization, after completion of fertilization, some changes occur in plant body. Such changes are called post fertilization events. The best example, zygote. Zygote is single cell, ploidy diploid, 2N. Okay. Suppose this is the structure of zygote. On the outer side, zygote covered with thick shells. It protects zygote and all intracellular material cytoplasm, nucleus, nucleolus, everything. Okay, outer wall, inner wall, cytoplasm, nucleus, etc. See, zygote on the outer side cover with thick layers. It protects all adverse conditions. Later, zygote develop into embryo. Then embryo mature into new organism. Just now I told in the beginning of this class, new organism. That's all. Right? Next, some other changes also occur in case of plant body after completion of fertilization. What are the other changes means? Sepals. Okay. Sepals, petals, stamen, style, stigma, this and all dry and drop off. Okay, dry and drop off. See, sepals, petals, stamen, style, and stigma. These flower pods dry and drop off. But in case of some plants, like chili, brinjal, and lady finger, bhendi. Lady finger means bhendi. These three types of plants, sepals remain attached with the plant. Sepals remain attached. Okay, right. Except chili, brinjal, and bhendi. This is bhendi, lady finger, bhendi. In plants, sepals remain attached with fruit, but rest of the all plants, sepals, petals, stamen, style, and stigma dry and drop off. That phenomena is called drop off or wither off. Clear, right? Next, on the other hand, some other changes also takes place, like zygote develop into embryo, integuments become seed coats. Seed coats are of two kinds, testa and tegment. Testa is outer layer, and tegment is inner layer. Next, micropyle. become seed pore. Micropyle become seed pore. Next, funicle. Funicle become stalk of the seed. Stalk of the seed. Funicle becomes stalk of the seed. Okay, right. These are the changes occur in case of flower. One more, ovule. Ovule become seeds, and ovary become fruit, etc. See, zygote develop into embryo after fertilization. Integuments become seed coats. Seed coats are of two kinds: testa and tegment. Testa and tegment. Testa is outer layer of the seed, and tegment is inner layer of the seed. Clear? Next, micropyle. Micropyle modify into seed pore. Micropyle means what? Natural opening. Natural opening in embryo sac is called micropyle. Through micropyle, pollen tube discharge male gametes into embryo sac. Okay, that natural opening is called micropyle. After fertilization, the part of micropyle develop into and modify into seed pore. Through seed pore, seed absorb moisture, temperature, oxygen, etc. Next, funicle. Funicle means stalk of the ovule. Stalk of the ovule is called funicle. But after fertilization, funicle modify into stalk of the seed because ovules become seeds. Obviously, funicle become stalk of the seed. That's it. Next, ovary. Ovary become fruit wall. Fruit wall. Okay, these are the changes occur after fertilization. In case of flower, these all changes together called post fertilization events. Post fertilization events. That means what? After completion of fertilization, whatever the changes occur in organism or in a flower, that all changes together called post fertilization events. Right? Hope you understood. Today almost we have discussed main concepts, important concepts. Understood now, my dear students? And one more point, today I am giving assignment. Just two questions. Uh, homework. First question, explain pre-fertilization events. Pre-fertilization events. This is 5-mark question, dear students. The second question, explain fertilization events. It is 3-mark question. Next to okay. Number of organisms, number of chromosomes. Number of chromosomes in different different plants and animals. Plants and animals. It is 3 more question. Then you should draw table. Table. Okay. Draw table. Name of the organism. Okay. First, name of the organism. Chromosome number in meiocytes and a chromosome number in gametes. You should draw box point. This homework. All of you finish your homework within time and please send it to your respective proctor. Don't forget. Don't forget. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much. Hello, sir. Of myself.
ఈ వీడియో కూడా రాకుండా మనోడు వస్తుంది స్టార్టింగ్
వీడికి మార్నింగ్ స్టార్టింగ్ స్టార్ట్ చేసి పెట్టాను.